I'm starting to get some stuff together for another survival course I'm taking with Cody Lundeen and the Aboriginal Living Skills School. I got the gear list he sent me. It's 5 pages. The last page is more like where to meet, where to park, stuff like that, which I know from the last course I took with him. And even though it's 5 pages, which makes you think there's a lot of stuff to take, a lot of this list is what not to bring, right? And it doesn't really go into specifics on what you should or shouldn't have. I mean, for instance, he's talking about the torso, t-shirt, long sleeve shirt, sweater or light jacket. And it goes into make sure you pack at least a few torso layers made of wool, polypropylene, or some other proven synthetic material. Keep in mind that synthetic fibers melt when accidentally exposed to fire, which is always a fun thing to do. Cotton, when it's wet, whisks body heat away from you 24 times faster than when it's dry, and it's a real drag to dry out. Please do not have purely cotton clothing for the last 3 days. Makes me wonder what's going to happen on these last 3 days. And when he talks about legs, long underwear, shorts, pants, stuff. I mean, it doesn't say bring this or bring that. You leave it up to you, because as most of you know your body on what you need and what you don't. It's like, keep in mind, key clothing features. Your clothing needs to keep you warm, cool, out of the sun, away from bugs, be quick drying, durable, and non-restrictive. Alright, so, I mean, there's a bunch of just like hints and stuff in there. Now, one of the things that I've actually talked to him and his assistant Mark about, they don't tell you exactly where you're going and what the climate's going to be like. So you can't do a lot of research to know what it's going to be like when you get there. It's going to be an alien environment. I know it's going to be in Arizona. We got a long drive from his place to get to where we start a long, all-day cross-country hike to get to the base camp. So still don't know what the climate's going to be. I don't even know what elevation it's going to be. So it's hard to prepare for that. And so a lot of this is going to be on the fly and see how good it is. This is a primitive living skills course. So it's going to be very basic stuff. I'm assuming we're going to make a lot of the stuff that we need when we're there, or just living off the land. You know. So even though it's hints, and this is 5 pages, like I said, a lot of it is what not to bring. Like, what not to bring: contraband, cell phones, pagers, Walkmans, iPods, toilet paper, matches, GPS, wristwatches, or any other gadgets, electronic or otherwise. Please remember that you have signed up for a Primitive Living Skills course. We will attempt to go back in time and live with the basic essentials that were utilized by indigenous peoples for thousands of years. Having certain modern items in the wilderness erodes the course experience and doesn't allow you and everyone else to fully disengage from concepts and comforts, real or imagined, that tie you to the modern world. And it goes on, due to this and other reasons, they consider contraband a serious thing and they can kick you off. And so the clothes is going to be light and simple. I got to tell you, one thing that was in here that I thought was interesting is it says something, I'm not sure where it is, about pack clothes that have multiple uses. Get your needs met, but travel light, and please don't pack clean clothes for each day of the course. Now, I don't know exactly why he put that in there, but I know the last course I took last August, it was a different course than this, but it was still a tough one. There was a guy there that brought this entire backpack, and he had enough clothes for clean clothes every day that we're out there. So let me go over some of the stuff here based on this, based on what I already know, based on other courses that I had with him. This is what's coming. 2 wool blankets. So let me just And the reason for that is he always talks about what's going on in the last 3 days. I don't know what that's going to be, but here's attention. The 2 wool blankets will be the only bedding allowed for the last 3 days. So choose thicker, Dutch military, surplus style, blah, blah, blah. Don't bring grandma's prized Afghan. If you bring a sleeping bag, you're not going to be able to use it. Also, if you are a ground dweller and you like sleeping pads, can't use them. So, again, if you're going to just go camping for like 9 days, and you know where you're going, what resources are there, that might be different. But here, a lot of it's up in the air. So, 2 wool blankets. My little sandal, water shoes, waterproof, I guess, quick drying. 2 55-gallon drum liners. Now, the reason for that is we're going to be at the tail end of the monsoon season in Arizona. I've been in monsoons in Arizona, and the sky opens up and just dumps swimming pools worth of water on top of you. And the reason for the 55-gallon drum liners is when you get to the raincoat poncho area, which I know is in here someplace. Bear with me. Rain poncho or raincoat, 2 large capacity heavy-duty garbage bags. The garbage bags will be your only raincoat for the last 3 days, so choose them with care. So, in lieu of bringing a poncho or raincoat, 55-gallon drum liners. My neck knife. This one is a Mora stainless steel. The way he talks about the rain and the monsoons, and I know what the monsoons are like there, I decided to take a stainless steel blade instead of the carbon. Hopefully won't get as much rust. 2 canteens. One has a strap, so when you go on day hikes or leave the base camp or something, I can take this thing, throw it over my shoulder, and go. This canteen, my eating bowl, cup, whatever, and I've got a spoon back here. So I got those. I got sandals and a knife. A couple bandanas. Big wrap. Some work gloves. Arizona, a lot of prickly things and sticks and stuff. Bring those. Now, sun hat. Gotta take this bad boy along with me. Gotta keep some of the sun out of me. My wool buff. Now, this isn't going to be so much to keep the sun off, but I'm hoping it won't be that cold at night, although it's supposed to, in some parts there, and depending on what the elevation is, you can get down in the 30s, maybe 40s. So, I'm sleeping at night. I've got an extra little thing I can throw over, keep the top of my head warm. I can use this in conjunction, wrap that up with it. So this is more for warming at night if needed, and keep the bugs from buzzing in my ear and stuff. It's like fingernails on a chalkboard, that sound. Now, for clothing, can't take purely cotton stuff, so I'm going to have to go to my nylon stuff. Take one of these. I'm not sure if I want to go with blue or green or teal or whatever color you want to call that. So one of these is going to go. Nylon pants. These have the legs that zipper off. I need to do the shorts thing. A couple torso layers here. Thin, long-sleeved, tank top style. This is good if you do a lot of backpacking, put an extra layer just here if you don't want to get your arms covered. And a really light fleece, long sleeve, semi-zippered up thing, and the backpack to carry it all in. So, that's going to be it. What I'm going to do is lay this out, spin you guys around, show you all, and you can see what I'm taking. Okay, here it is laid out. Everything I'm going to be taking. Got a shirt, pair of pants, couple extra torso layers, fleece, long sleeved, pack to carry it all in, my scarf here, a couple bandanas, shoes, some work gloves, my knife, 2 canteens, plastic bags, this is that buff head thingamajiggy, 2 wool blankets, and my hat. So there it is. 9 days in Arizona, and that's all I can take with me. So, wish me luck, and if you see a follow-up video, you know I've made it. If you don't see a follow-up video, come looking for me. All right. Bye-bye. Okay, and I had that first thing about the gear list, and there was a bunch of things about what you can have the last 3 days. Well, we found out what they were. Let me start with this. Cody supplied us with gourds. We had to weave the baskets to hold it, 14 strand, jute that, had to carve a cork, and fit it. So there's 2 canteens that I started with. That's all I get now. Put inside. We carved rabbit sticks. Throw or smack. Get some little critters. Made a bow drill set for fire. There's a bunch of videos to show you what a bow drill set is, but if you want fire, 11 sticks together. Made 2 plywood deadfalls. It's for propping up a rock. Take dogwood bark and make string out of it, weave it together for the trigger mechanism. Again, there's a bunch of different videos you can check out. Basically, you carve a notch here, this goes in there, this wraps around to the trigger stick, the rock sits on this thing. When this is tripped, it goes out, bam, the rock makes your food. Oh, and you remember that stainless steel Mora knife? No more. We had to fracture break or conical break stone knives. So, modern knife is gone. Only use stone knives. That canteen cup, bowl, spoon type thing that I had with the canteen, that's gone. Made a bowl. Take an ember, put it on there. There's different things you can do to it. Here's my bowl. I still get my 2 wool blankets. We wove cattail mats, so that's what I sleep on. Now, I had the 2 bandanas, the buff, and the scarf. You only get 2 of them for the last 2 days. So it's either 2 bandanas, bandana scarf, bandana buff, whatever. So, the last 2 days, this is it. So, that kind of breaks it down to what we could have for the last 3 days. I still get my hat. That's kind of trashed. Collected clams, a couple crayfish, wild edibles, different things in here, so it's seen some use. And that's about it. So we went from the first few days with everything that we could bring on the gear list to the last few days where basically stone knives and tools and wooden things and whatever we could make. So there it is.